to Lollapalooza, as though it's mine. It's like, my venue to welcome you to. But on behalf of the people who actually run it and the city of Chicago, welcome.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. So first off, do you remember your first? Because music obviously is such a huge part of your life, and you talk about how therapeutic it is for you to do the music, and I know that it's therapeutic for people who listen to your music. Do you remember the first concert you went to?
No. I didn't really go to a lot of concerts.
That shocks me that you don't
Be
remember.
honest.
Okay, how about the first musician that had a major impact on you?
Biggest impact ever was definitely Eminem when I was younger. As I got older, I started listening to like Ed Sheeran, Adele. Yeah, so it's those artists definitely like just I loved emotional but aggressive music. Like I started loving like all kinds of music, so it really helped shape me into the artist that I am now. Just like, you know, doing different styles of music, going from like a hard rap song to like more of a melodic, me singing on a piano. And I also love movies, so I would say movies are one of my biggest, like, they motivate me to write songs all the time. If I see a movie and it's got dope music in it, I'll feel like really inspired.
Well, actually, what you say makes sense, because if you think about life itself, really, or you think about movies, there's not really anybody who just likes one genre of movie, right? If you like a good story, you can like movies for many different reasons, and you can like all kinds of different movies, comedies, dramas, action, horror, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So music is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
So fans, I'm sure, connect with your music in a way that I'm sure every musician has this, especially successful ones. But I don't want to put words in your mouth at all, but do fans say that your music helps them through tough times, and do you think about that when you're writing or when you're performing?
I mean, fans definitely say that. The weird experience is, like, before when I used to do music, I don't think I thought about as much about what other people were going to think about what I was writing. But now it gets kind of weird for me sometimes, because it's like, if I told you, hey, write something on this piece of paper, and then I'm going to hold it up and show a million people what you wrote, you are automatically going to be like, ooh, what am I going to write? What am I, you know what I mean? Like, you're just naturally going to think more about it, and you might move on past it and be like, I'm just going to write what I want, right. Which I think is what I end up doing. I'm like, I'm thinking too much about this or whatever. But that was a weird experience for me on this record, because my last record was the first time like millions of people were hearing and commenting and giving their opinion on it, and it was positive, but I'm just saying it was kind of nerve-wracking being like, how am I going to measure up to what I've done before? And it's like this battle, you're battling yourself of like, how am I going to make a record this good? Or are people going to think it's good? Do I even think it's good? And so I don't even remember your original question, because I'm just going down a path, but...
No, it's a good path. It's an interesting path. Well, as far as what it means to people, has anybody ever surprised you with what they said, any particular thing that you've done meant to them? And has it ever been like, well, I didn't mean that at all, but I'm glad you get that out of it?
I'm sure if I thought about it for a while, I could think of a specific scenario. Off the top of my head, no. But, I mean, in the beginning, it was just shocking in general how many people relate to what you're saying, I guess. It's kind of a weird situation where it's like, it's weird, but it's amazing at the same time, where you're doing a show and there's thousands of people singing the things that you feel, but you don't personally know them. So it's like this weird connection that we're all having when we don't even like actually, I don't know your name, I don't know what you've been through in your life. Like one story I've told before is I was singing this song on stage, and I like looked out during my show, and there was this girl, and she was bawling her eyes out, and her husband or her boyfriend was with her, and it was just like, it's moments like that where it is like a little crazy, where I'm like, you know, I've listened to music and cried before, you know what I mean, where I just feel so emotional about what I'm hearing. So it is interesting when you're like, I wrote this thing, and this person feels what I'm saying so much, and they relate to me so much that they're getting emotional about it. It's amazing, but it also is kind of, in the moment, sometimes I'm like, it's kind of overwhelming, or like, you know, it's just different.
You have to take yourself out of that mindset of it being overwhelming when you're performing, just so you can do the job?
I'm terrible at, when it comes to performing, sometimes I don't even like performing because my anxiety's so high, and I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. I'm seeing a therapist and everything, but it's getting to the point now where I like don't enjoy performing. I do. I have moments.
Even when you're doing it, or just beforehand? Like, do you ever get in a zone?
I have moments, but just being honest, like right now when I perform, my anxiety gets so high that I can't even like think. I can't enjoy, like, I can't, like, be there. My brain is just, like, spinning on stage about, oh, what if I mess up? What is everyone going to think about this? What if, you know what I mean? It's very stressful. So I'm trying to figure out how to figure that out, or, like, I don't want to feel that way. I didn't used to feel that way as much, and I think because everything's so much bigger now, and it's, like, you know, you make a mistake, and then it's all over the internet, and it's just, like, I never experienced that before. And my personality really is like I say what I think. If I have a problem with you, I have a conversation, but it kind of makes me spiral into this weird thing where it's like you care about what people think, but you don't care about what they think. And so, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to... I have moments on stage where I'm like, whoa, I can't believe all these fans came. And I have amazing moments. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying touring has become like a whole different beast for me because... I also get very depressed on tour. I don't know how to explain it unless you've ever toured, but I've just talked to other artists and people that feel the same. It's like you're on a bus, you're not home. I'm a very like, I like to do the same things. I like to drink the same things. I like to go the same places. And it's weird because you're on the same bus every day. And you're around the same people every day, but you're in a new city every day. You know what I mean? There's
kind of an unnatural
new
life.
People every day. Yeah, so it's like, you can't really train for it. You talk about how you want to do it when you're young and you're a musician, and then you get into it and you're like, okay, I got to figure out how to do this. Some artists, maybe I know a lot of artists probably drink and stuff. I don't really drink, and I don't really have anything to like take my anxiety down, and so that's just a struggle for me in general.
There have been many songs written about the struggles of life on the road and things like that, and I think that people who are not in that say like, oh yeah, what are you complaining about? I'm not a musician, but I can tell it must be a real thing, and if you really think about it, it would be very strange.
Well, it's exactly what you just said. You feel dumb complaining about it because you're like, oh, I make this much money and whatever. And so people and on the outside, it's kind of like, what are you complaining about? But it also feels lonely because it is like something you don't feel like you can relate to a lot of people. You know, it's like you get off stage, thousands of people are singing your lyrics, or however many people, even if it's 500 people, and they feel what you're feeling when you're on stage, and then you get off stage, and the truth is you're alone again. You feel alone. You go back to your room, you shower, you get on your bus, you do the exact same thing the next day. And for me, when I'm alone or I don't have something to do, it's usually I get super depressed and I start thinking about my life and overthinking a million things. And it's just like, I said this in an interview earlier, but I think therapy is like one of the smartest things anyone can do. It sucks because it's so expensive, so that's the annoying thing about it. But I go to therapy like every week. And if I don't, I can tell that I haven't gone because I'll start to get on edge and like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that obviously helps you in life, but what I was going to ask you from a couple of minutes ago was on stage when you feel those anxious moments that you were talking about, I know you said you're trying to figure it out, but what do you do as of right now to cope with that when you're in the moment?
I just try to get through it. I don't have the answer yet. I just want to try to get more comfortable, and I don't know, you know? Yeah.
Well, you're doing great. We wish you all the best, and thank you so much.